It would be hard to find a more qualified authority on the current status of race relations than tonight's newsmaker. The Reverend Greg Drumwright grew up in Burlington. He's a graduate of North Carolina A&T State University, where he was student body president, and Wake Forest University. Today, among other things, he's a minister, college professor, musician, and social justice organizer. And recently, I spoke with him virtually from my home office.
We are already favored by God.
Whether ministering to his Citadel church congregation online about the coronavirus,
You tried to scare us! You tried to shut us down!
to pushing for social justice at a recent march, the Reverend Greg Drumwright has been and still is all over the place. One article I read said, your church may be in Greensboro, but your ministry is where healing and justice are needed. Is that an accurate description of your mission?
I would say so. We have found that our ministry has had to function in other parts of America that we had never imagined ourselves being situated in.
In fact, Drumwright and the members of the Justice for the Next Generation coalition he helped found have been in, among other places, Brunswick, Georgia, after Ahmaud Arbery's death, Minneapolis after what happened to George Floyd, Atlanta after an officer shot and killed Rayshard Brooks, and Talladega, Alabama after the noose was found in Bubba Wallace's garage. Of all of the places you've been in recent weeks, what is the major thing that sticks out in your mind? What is the one thing you're going to remember 30 years from now?
Neill, it's really all hinged around these three letters, BLM.
Black Lives Matter.
Yes. These three letters, these three words have met me with so much contention, so much vitriol, so much misunderstanding, and so much hatred in every area that we've traveled. Perhaps the most heightened area of civil unrest, of hatred, of a lack of understanding was there in my hometown of Alamance County.
He's referring to a march he led from Burlington to Graham on July 11th, calling for the removal of the Confederate monument in the courthouse square. The marchers were met with a contingent of vocal counter-protesters holding signs and waving Confederate flags.
Our plan was to stand there at the base of it and ask all who were listening to support the push and the demands from the community to peacefully get that monument to be removed from the courthouse.
How close do you think we are at that point to getting it removed?
We may not be close at all if folks on their commission and their council are not willing to open their ears and hear the demands of an overwhelming majority of people there in Alamance County who want to see it come down.
What is your take on the defund the police movement?
My take on it is really on the side of police reform. But I would like to see measures and steps be taken towards police reform before I advocate in my area that police departments here should be defunded.
How do we confront racism, reimagine public safety, and heal this nation that is so divided right now?
So we really need an audience of listeners who will understand what Black rejection is, who will understand what Black trauma has been, who will understand what Black anger is right now. That's the first step of confronting racism. And then we need to get into the details of how to dismantle structural and institutional racism.
Most recently, the Reverend Drumwright and his coalition were in Bristol, Tennessee for the NASCAR All-Star race. He says he's still working to open up more conversation with and listening opportunities for NASCAR executives on making that sport more inclusive. To learn more about the Reverend Drumwright's work, check out the Justice for the Next Generation Coalition website at j4tng.org. This is a 501c3 nonprofit organization and is raising money to continue its missions. Donations are tax deductible, and again, there's more information on the website. There is also a GoFundMe page.